Hello my creative friends, I hope you're having an amazing week so far and that you're ready to do some painting with me. I sure hope that you did a little painting on the weekend. And I've decided today to work with some colors and tubes that I've had for a while and I'm not really using very often. I tend to collect paints and then move on to ones that I prefer and leave the old ones behind a little bit. So when I was cleaning my studio, I thought I would make a bit of an effort and use some of those old tubes of paint. Some of them might be a little bit crusty and even a bit dry, but we'll see. And I may not be able to paint with my fingers with some of them. We'll find out. So let's get going. Yeah, that one looks already pretty dry. I think I'm gonna even chuck that one. Great, that's one less to worry about. Let's do a bit of this yellow. I know there's some left in there. Beautiful color. I don't know, I don't use it very often, but anyway, I'm just going to spread that up onto my pages. And this is a different brand. It's more of a sort of craft paint, so it's a little bit thicker and harder to apply, but that's all right. I'm just going to do a bit of a messy background as usual. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, then this is totally a normal start for me, guys, so don't panic. And you're welcome to join me and follow along. Use different colors, whatever you've got, it's fine as long as you're painting. That's the main thing. It's just to get going. So I'll just shut up for now and then I'll keep spreading some colors around. Okay, I made a mess and I feel happy. Messy's good. All right, what to do next? I think I'm just going to add a little bit more of that yellow that I applied on the background. Just do a few more patches. Looks quite nice, isn't it, with this purple? Who would have thought? Looks lovely. Almost looks orange actually. It's a little bit dry, but it is an old tube of paint, so it must come to its end. Okay. It's really yucky now, that paint. It's just so thick. It's a shame because it is a nice color and I barely ever use it. But I really love it with those purples. It just looks amazing. Should have done this earlier. Now that's why an art journal is for, guys, obviously, so you can practice and do that kind of stuff. Experiment, you know, combine colors together, see what happens, see if it looks good or not. If it doesn't, then just don't do it again. But you know, if it looks good, hooray! It's like you've discovered something no one else has. Well, probably somebody has, but you know. Just take credit for it. It's your journal, so you can. Okay, I'm gonna dry this off a bit more and clean up my mess here and then think of what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so I'm still trying to use some of my older paint of tube. Paint of tube? What the hell? Tubes of paint. You guys, it must be the old paint. There must be some sort of fume in there. Can't speak properly. Anyway, I thought that the yellow green might look cool if it wants to come out. When the paint dries in the tube, there's always a bit of a plasticky bit at the top of it, because when the paint dries it turns almost like a piece of plastic. So that's why you can't always open your tubes of paint. But anyway, there's still a bit of paint left here, so let's use it. Do some amazing green patches. They're very vibrant. This is actually a color that I use and that I have as a full tube, but I don't know, I think I got like a little pack of mini tubes one day, thinking they might be good for something, and I haven't really used them, so they've been drying out in my studio. What a waste. Shame on me. So anyway, I'm gonna use this one up and then it's going in the bin. Bit more green down here. There. And then bin time. Goodbye. All right, dry this off and keep going. Another tube I hardly ever use, is still pretty much brand new. That's this burnished copper. It's actually gorgeous, but again, not something I use that often. I'm going to try to put it on this stamp, or this spread a little bit on the stamp and make some random mark with it. Don't want them to be perfect. Yep, just like that. Gorgeous. A little bit more. Love the texture that it's giving me here as well. Beautiful. Give you a bit of a close-up. Hope you can see the reflection. Okay, time to dry. Another tube I don't use very often, obviously, and the worst part is that I've got two of them. I think I bought these a long time ago and I just, I don't know, can't explain. They must have been on special or something. There are colors that I like, but somehow I have not used them. So this is a good way to use up your old tubes of paint and go through any old supplies that you may have lying about, because I hate throwing paint that is still good. So there's always something you can do with them. So I'm just filling in those circles here, the ones that I created with the copper paint. Then remember, I have a little tube of magenta paint that is also laying about, so maybe I should use that and create some petals around these circles, which could be flowers. I'm gonna leave this one empty for now. Let's see that one. This is a very bright pink, so we'll see what happens. Could be dried up. No, it's still alive. Alright, I'm gonna just use my fingers and just do little childish petals around. Why not? Suddenly this page has turned a lot more cheerful, don't you think? You don't need much really. Sometimes just one color will make everything pop, like this very brilliant magenta, which is the good name for it. Try not to do to apply the paint too thick so it doesn't take too long to dry. And Do one up here. Don't worry if the circles are not perfect, they're not meant to be. One more, and let's dry all that. An old tube of yellow oxide, which I probably bought like 10 years ago. Looks like it's still going. Let's just tone down that pink in the middle here. It's looking a little bit orangey now with the pink behind. So you can see I'm being quite messy on purpose, not really caring too much. Now I'm going to grab a paintbrush and draw more little petals on the other circles. So let's see what else I've got that's a bit old in my stash. We could try this blue, colony blue. Let's see how it looks. It's like a turquoise. I'm just going to spread a little bit on my palette here. See if anything comes out. Yep, there's still some. It's kind of a little bit thick. It's okay. I'm just going to do some simple petals here. Oh, they look like suns actually. Like that. I feel like a kid right now. Can you feel that it's just carefree and fun? I hope that you're following me and doing this tutorial as well, and that you're going to send me a picture of what you create. I really recommend trying this. There's really no pressure. It's just good fun. It's your art journal, although you could do it on a canvas, of course, or any surface that you like working on. Canvas board as well. And just be free. Okay. Gonna let all that dry. Alright, everything's mostly dry, and I'm going to add a little bit of texture with the new stamp sheet that I just got. I'll put a link to the supplies I've used in this tutorial in the description box. So be sure to click on it, go and have a look, and leave me a comment while you're there. I'd love to hear from you. It's always better to contact me on my website rather than here on YouTube. So this stamp is very fine. It should give me a nice detailed texture in the background. I'm not going to be too careful. It's fine if I go over some of the paint. Very pretty. I'm going to stamp a few more times here. There. Now I can hear my little doggy snoring next to me. It's so cute. There's just something about a dog snoring that just makes you feel so at peace yourself, don't you think? It's just, I don't know, it's just something I love to hear because it's very gentle and you look so relaxed that I can't help but feel relaxed myself. Okay, now let's see what else we could use from this sheet. I think this little one would be cool. Could even put it in the center here. I'm going to use a different colored stamp. Let's see where my gray one is here. I'm trying to tidy my studio at the moment. It's such a mess, and as you grow as an artist you realize that your setup doesn't always suit you anymore, so you have to sort of move things and rethink everything. So So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Just moving everything. New furniture, new room even in the house. New everything, because I didn't used to do YouTube videos before, and in my little other room it's just not as good as this one. This one's got better natural light, which is very important. Okay, I'm gonna leave that ink to dry just for a minute and I'll keep going. And now I'm going to do a little bit of doodling, and I'm gonna use a pen that one of my lovely subscribers, Nicole, was very kind to send to me. And I love when you guys send me supplies that I have trouble finding here in Australia. So this is one of them, and that's the Pilot Multi-Ball. Great pen, Nicole, I love it. It does write on everything like you said. I'm not sure if we can find it in Australia, but I'd better look because I'm using it so much that it's going to run out of ink very soon. So anyway, I'm going to just do a bit of doodling and go around some of the shapes I've created here and just have fun with it. So let's get going. Another tube I have in my stash that I've pretty much barely ever used is this iridescent blue, and it's very light in color. It gives you a bit of a iridescent shine, as the name suggests, and I thought let's try to spread that around, maybe tone down the background around those funky flowers and see what happens. It's so transparent. It does give you a little bit of a shine. I don't know if that's picking it up on the camera. And it actually looks like a pink reflection more than blue to me. It's quite pretty, but I don't think it's going to be very noticeable unless I go on a dark color like this purple here. So I think that may not be strong enough for what I want to do, so I'm going to leave that behind and pick another color. Let's see. Just having a look in my little trolley again. So that brand is very opaque, so I think I'm going to revert to my other colors. I'm going to use this one, which I think will go well with the existing colors, and this is a little bit more transparent, so I won't cover everything. And if that doesn't look so good, then I can add a little bit of white just to make it a little bit more opaque and a bit more true to its color as well. But I'll start with the blue first, and then I'll add white if I feel that it's necessary. And again, I'm just going to be quite rough with this, so please be rough as well. Doesn't matter if you go a little bit over your flowers, who cares? Remember, it's your art journal, so no censor allowed. You do what you like, you be as messy as you like. feel like I need a little something on these yellow centers here. And I was thinking of adding a little bit of gold, which will go well with this sort of orangey yellow I've got here in the background. But something a little bit more popping without losing too much of the color. So yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna make it a little bit messy as well. So I still can see the colors I've applied before, but I've got a bit of shine. Hooray! Who doesn't love gold? It just makes painting so amazing. Just love, love, love putting gold everywhere. I don't like wearing yellow gold at all. My ring, wedding ring and engagement ring here is all made of white gold because yellow doesn't agree with my super white Casper kind of color skin. But yellow gold in my art, yes please. Speaking of which, I think a little bit of a gold touch in the background would be great too. So I'm going to use a gold stamp pad and a stamp of some description. Let me have a quick look in my stash. Maybe I'll use one of my own. Let's see, something with a bit of detail. Actually, this one would be good. So this is a stamp that I carved myself. So you won't be able to find the same one in the stores unless one day, you know, I launch my own line of stamps. I wish it wasn't so expensive to do small runs, otherwise I'd be the first to make some for you guys to play with. I wish. So a little bit, this is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. A little bit of pattern and gold to tie everything together, but nothing too obvious. So I'll show you once I'm done how good this looks. Not tooting my own horn here at all. It's just, you know, when something goes well, it just feels good, and I want to share these good feelings with you. That's all. Okay, another little spot here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Very, very cool. All right, let's see if I can show you that on the camera. So see here, this pattern. Here. And then here. And here. Cool bananas. I'm really happy with this, where this is going. And one more thing. Now that I've put gold on the centers, feels like it needs something in the middle somehow. Let me have a little think. I think I'm just going to put a little white spiral in the middle, that's all. Simple. I think that's all it needed. It feels better now. Yeah, that's all I wanted. Pretty happy with this. Obviously you can keep going and add more and more, or you could add more little circle maybe here. Alright, I'm started, so might as well finish it. Just rough. I don't want to be too neat on these pages. I just want to have some fun with it and play. You know, it's taking me a little while to get to this stage where actually I can just be this carefree. It hasn't always been like this. If you know what my work looks like from a few years ago, then you'll know it's very different, very, very different from what you're seeing here. But this is so much more fun. So if you do enjoy creating art with mixed media and you're still kind of a bit new to this, so you're not sure, you feel like you need to develop your confidence a little bit, then please do check out the book that I've just published and the e-course as well that is matching the book. And you'll find amazing funky tutorials in there that even if you've never painted before, you'll be able to accomplish, because They're so detailed. So please do have a look, and that'll be a great way to support me and a great way for you to keep going on your journey as an artist. I promise it's really fun and you'll love it. So let me know what you think. Visit me on the blog, and you know, feel free to share any photos that you've created along with this tutorial. I'd love to see what you do, as always. All right, I'm sending you lots of love from Australia. Bye guys, this was Mimi Bondi. Until the next video, bye guys.